Hey, what's up? This is Aaron.
And I'm Valentino.
And we are one half of Mice and Men, and you're watching Metalshop TV.
Okay guys, so you've played at the Brutal Assault. How did you enjoy the show?
Oh man, it was awesome.
Absolutely phenomenal. That tent was rocking.
And if I'm correct, and I think I'm correct, this wasn't your first time playing in Czech Republic? So
we played in Prague before.
Yeah.
But like not out this way. So first time out this way.
Okay. So do you have some special Czech memories? Or what comes to your mind when you hear of Czech Republic? Is there anything?
I remember the show that we did with Five Finger Death Punch and In Flames. Because I remember the parking area, and it's not necessarily a good memory, but I remember we were on tour and where that arena is, out where the buses park, you had to walk kind of towards this flat marbly area. Somebody had fallen and hit their head and had a seizure, and I remember the ambulances coming.
Oh.
So that's what I remember from Prague. But that's not what I always associate with it, because now I'm going to associate this sick-ass show with it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you've got a huge record coming up in just a month or month and a half. But let's get back to the last one, 2018 DeFi record. Looking back to it, what is your assessment of that record? I guess that must have been such an important record for you.
Yeah, you know, it was what kept us going, and you know, we kind of created a lot of diverse material, and from that we were able to bring that to audiences and then to kind of assess where we were at and where our audience was at, and then to make this new record even more deeply ingrained in like what we want to be doing.
And being a band for so long, you know, like with every album we're always constantly reflecting, and our albums are a snapshot of our life, and we write about our life and we write about our experiences. That's why our fans and our audience really like latch onto of Mice and Men, because these stories are our lives, you know. It's like what we go through. So when we made Defy, it was an important record because it was a self-empowering record. It was something we needed to feel that just as much as we felt like our audience needed to feel that. And as that was I think it was, and we all think it was like a perfect segue into this new album.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I guess, more the same in what a Mice and Men has always kind of been, as a heavy band. So
speaking of the new album, Earth and Sky. Interesting title. What does it mean to you? Why did you decide to put this name on this record?
I think Earth and Sky, like if you're familiar with the like lyrical content of the song, it's about a separation of saying that you can rise above anything that's kind of holding you down in a very kind of, I don't know, like a esoteric kind of way.
Oh.
But I think calling the album Earth and Sky, it kind of is us separating ourselves from a lot of the negative stuff that we felt like not necessarily was holding us back, but like the process of creating music, like you grow. So I think a lot of growth means shedding a lot of the negative aspects, or shedding skin, or shedding your past self. It's kind of the earth as being this little rock and the sky being infinite. You know, so for us, like I think calling the album that, like this feels kind of like a rebirth in a lot of ways.
absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Okay, let's go further. You released 3 singles so far from the new record. The one that sticks out for me personally is Mushroom Cloud, because it's, I guess, the heaviest single maybe you have ever released as such an important single. Tell me a bit more about this specific song.
It was a song that Tino actually wrote the instrumental for, so T can talk about the instrumental side of it.
I think with every Mice record, it's about pushing boundaries and trying new things that are within the realm of what can be considered a Mice and Men. And so, who better to judge what the heavy, you know, like what a heavy Mice and Men song is than the members of Mice and Men, you know? So, creating the song was really like about leveling up a little bit, and it was such a strong instrumental in the sense that it took a while, I feel like, for Aaron to really like grasp the darkness of the song and like how, I don't know, how music can make you feel. And really the way Mice and Men writes is the music has to make us feel how the song is going to end up. Like we start most every song with an instrumental, and then everything kind of builds around that, around this skeleton of this is how we feel when this song is like. That song is not gonna be written about pizza and roses. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a dark song, and Aaron can talk a little bit about the lyrical content when hearing a song like that and feeling the movements and the changes in the songs and how to kind of like bring lyrics to that. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I remember when I first heard it, it's a very twisted and kind of demented song. It's very chromatic and not very melodic. It makes you feel kind of weird when you play two notes in an ascending scale together. It creates dissonance, and that song exists in dissonance. It lives in dissonance. And when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know what to do with this right now. And I remember I was sitting on it for a while. Like really, what we do is like we always start with instrumentals, and then I'll take them and I'll kind of digest them, and then I'll wait till something happens kind of in my life or in my sphere of influence where I'm like, okay, this is where that fits into everything.
Okay.
And for that song, it wasn't until I got to a really bad place, like mental health wise, that I really started connecting with how twisted that song was. I was at a place where I was like only sleeping about 2 hours a night for about 3 weeks in a row while we were making the record. So you get to a point where you start, I was like hearing voices, like, and it was my own talking to me, and it was like I couldn't, it was bizarre. Like it was, I literally had to reach out to professional people to help me with my mental health because it's all chemicals in your brain, you know? Like you gotta take care of yourself. It's like if you have a sick stomach, you gotta go to the doctor. For me, I had a sick brain, but it was when I was really deep into that I really connected with that song. And it almost acted like therapy, like a catalyst to then lead me to getting help, because when I went and tracked the vocals for it, Tino was there with me, and it was our producer, and
I was terrified.
And
that's my best friend. Like, and he's screaming these lyrics, and like, and I could tell it meant something, and it hit me right in the soul, you know. Like, and it's this incredible thing that we have with music, that it is so much a therapy to where we feel this darkness, we feel this. That's what metal is this, we feel this darkness and we channel it through our music, and
it's a way of like exercising it. It's a way of getting it out. So I don't like, a lot of the shit you write about is dark, and a lot of the music is dark, but it's not so you can be a dark person. It's so you can get that out, and then you don't have to live with it anymore. And both of them, our producer and Tino, asked me, they're like, dude, are you okay? Like after hearing the song?
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, no, I'm not. And then that was kind of the first step towards getting help, like from doctors and stuff, you know? But like, much better now.
And it's a song about a heavy subject, but it brings joy to a lot of people, because I saw you play it at a Wacken, for example.
It was explosive, dude.
And it must be so beautiful to see like a new song to have such a recognition.
You know,
just to be able to connect. Like music is all about connection. Recognition is awesome and accolades are awesome, but being able to see somebody in the front row and them looking at me like it matters to them, like that's what makes it matter to me, you know?
Yeah.
To all of us.
Mice and Men has been a band for 10 years now, and we're on our 6th album. We have over 60 original songs, and we are still writing music that can connect with our fan base, because we're honest, because we write what comes natural to us, and we deliver that to our audience, and they feel that and they vibe that. And it's just an incredible thing to think that we are on our 6th album, and there's still the ferocity of the audience and everything on the new material is so incredibly encouraging for us, because we love what we do, and this is our life, and we sacrifice everything to be out here, and because we love it, because we love our audience, and we love everybody that's watching this, and everybody that tunes in, and everybody that's a part of this, you guys interviewing, the camera guy, everybody, like this music community means everything to us. So the fact that we can still connect out here after 10 years and and still have these audiences and still have the circle pits and everyone just, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Everyone feels it, and we're still doing that. My Cement is still rocking. You know?
Yeah.
That's why you have like bands like Sodom that are about to play right now that have been around forever. Like I think heavy music, like it's more about community and family than people realize.
Once you become part of it, it's like forever.
You can't leave it. It's like the mafia.
Okay, speaking of 6 albums, it's been like a year or and a half from the last one. So I guess you must be a band that is capable of writing on the road, right?
You know what's funny is this record, we're dropping it in September. It's been done since December of last year, mixed and mastered. Like we've just been sitting on it. Like we write music literally all the time, and we've actually written probably a handful of songs for the next one, and we haven't even released this one. Like we always write, because if you think about like how Tino said that our music is like a snapshot in time, if you keep continuously writing, you have a snapshot that's more easily like followed by your fans. If you like write an album and then 8 years later you drop another one, like it's going to be vastly different because your life is going to be vastly different. If you kind of just keep leaving a trail of breadcrumbs along the way, like, I don't know. It's probably the best analogy for that.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. I was kind of thinking of it as like it's like these are like journal entries of our life, you know. And as we go on, we're musicians, and for us, like that's the bottom line is we're musicians. So we figure out our life through music. And that happens at any given time. Like maybe we'll end this interview and feel inspired, and we'll go write because it's as easy as opening up a computer, plugging the guitar in, getting a cool drum idea or whatever. Like it's very easy to do that. So we also like to tell other musicians, if you're watching this or doing anything, stay prolific, stay writing, always write stuff, because everything we write doesn't end up on our albums. We have hundreds of songs that people have never heard, and then we'll probably never hear, or maybe they will. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's like, as a musician, we feel like it's our job to, when we get inspired, we need to pick up that instrument and use that and make that journal entry. Because to us, it's not a handwriting journal. It's a musical journal that we just kind of like sit down for an hour and really plug something away. And then we revisit it in the studio when we're making an album. We say, hey, this feels good. This feels like right now. This feels perfect. Because you never know when inspiration can strike. And we enjoy that. That's the best part of the job.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question about the new album. It's produced by Josh Wilber.
Yep.
Josh the boss.
He's got a pretty solid track record. Bands like Trivium, Soulfly, Gojira. Was it your plan from the start to work with him, or how was it?
Well, first we decided that we really wanted to make a very heavy-centric record, and then the second thing we decided was that we didn't want to leave home to do it. And then because of that, we started looking at people around us and
to go to
producers
the
that were
next
around us,
street and stuff like okay.
And Josh Wilber lives about 10 minutes away from us. So it was just like, oh yeah. And it's like, what's he done? Oh yeah. Gojira? Yeah, okay, we're going to do the record with him for sure.
It's over.
That's solid for us.
You know, that inspires us too, because he's listened to songs. He's helped facilitate these songs in a way that has been delivered in such an amazing way. And we look up to all the bands that he's produced. So for us to get to work with him, we were like, hey, we got a bunch of music. You're kick-ass, like let's figure out how to make this a killer record. And it was a little difficult, but also fun too. How most records are. Hello.
You are doing it in a beautiful way.
I'm doing my best.
So looking forward, you've got a new record coming out. Maybe some more new singles from it. Maybe some solo show in Czech Republic.
Maybe.
What can we expect from of Mice and Men in 2019 for the rest of the year?
Expect the unexpected.
Okay.
Such a bullshit line, but it's true, because the thing is, we are a kind of, you know the author Ken Kesey, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? It's very stream of consciousness. Like we tend to treat our band like that, where however we're kind of vibing and feeling, we'll make stuff happen. So like, I don't know. There are some things planned, but it's very minimal. But there's going to be a lot that happens because we have allotted time to make things happen, but have not planned them yet.
New record coming out, it's gonna explode.
And the new record's gonna kick your ass.
Okay.
For sure.
We haven't even released, I don't even think the heaviest stuff. If you think Mushroom Cloud's the heaviest song we've released, like there's still a lot heavier on the record.
Shit.
God, dude.
That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. Okay, so the last question. Okay.
That's your pass.
This is yours. Please look at this and tell me 5 bands from the Brutal Asshole lineup that you really, really like, and tell me why.
Yes, okay. First up, Alien Weaponry. Bad ass.
So sick. So sick.
We love a lot of bands from Australia. Next up, vydají, obviously. Another band from Australia. There's something in the water over there. I swear, man. Like we love a lot of those bands. Next
So
up,
Alien Weaponry and vydají.
vydají. We need Crystal Lake. Shout out
Yep.
to them. They bring it insane
dope.
from Japan.
Sacred Reich, we met them today.
Shout out Sacred Reich. Meshuggah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
a different day. Maybe a different day.
Another day? Oh, there's
Another
other
day.
days. Oh, wow.
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Animals as leaders, sick. Combi Christ, sick. Napalm Death, let's go.
Okay, there was more than 5, but there are a lot of
I mean,
good
dude,
bands.
the lineup's incredible for this.
They're
this
sick.
is like, seriously, like, oh my god, after the burials on here, dude,
Yeah.
seriously. Like,
Have you heard that song?
The new single?
yeah.
Or the main single from the new record?
Oh, it's so
So
heavy.
sick.
Metal forever, baby.
And this is the best way how to end up this interview, I guess. So guys,
That's it.
thank you so much.
Good, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, rock and roll, metal.
Of Mice and Men, huge new record coming out in September.
9/27,
KZM
2019, Earth and
Sky.
Sky.
Earth and Sky. Earth and Sky.
Get it now.